Welcome again to ldsbookreviews.com. My name is Ryan Daly, and today we're going to be reviewing The Lost Language of Symbolism by Alonzo Gaskill. I love this book. This is a 4-star book by far. The subtitle of this book is An Essential Guide for Recognizing and Interpreting Symbols of the Gospel. Now, to be frank, when in the LDS community, LDS publishers print symbolism guides or things like this, they're usually shied away from. They're usually very thin and very frail, and just they don't cover much at all. So when I first saw this book a number of years ago, I didn't have much hope for it because it was published by Deseret Book. However, this book blew me away. Years before I read this book, I had been studying and having a number of opportunities to learn biblical symbolism. And biblical symbolism from a number of different teachers has entirely changed the way I appreciate the scriptures, particularly the Bible. And it gave me a passion to be able to read the scriptures and to really enjoy the messages that are contained in there, and then the messages that are contained within the messages. So I had a fond respect for symbolism in the scriptures by the time I got to this book. And without having much expectations because of the content or because of the concept in the LDS community and how it's usually glazed over, I was blown away by this book. This is an essential guide to symbolism in the scriptures. This, to me, is a perfect handbook that covers just about every single possible symbolism that can be covered in the scriptures. It covers it in such a way that you get the general idea to know what you're looking for and to be able to interpret it yourself without going into so much detail that you get overwhelmed. So this is a perfect introduction to symbolism. It's perfect for the person who needs no introduction to symbolism, and it's perfect for the person who's very well versed in symbolism but needs a refresher course or a reminder on what they're looking for and how to do it. This covers everything from the value and interpretation of numbers and their use in the scriptures, colors, clothing, ordinances. You'll get some really rich information on ordinances, but even literary symbolism, literary and grammatical symbolism. They even cover some of the obscure symbolism. For instance, one of my favorite things about Hebrew is the ability for Hebrew numbers or letters to equal numbers, and therefore words to equal a numerical value. Well, the great part about numerical values is if two words equal the same numerical value, then they're interchangeable. For instance, canine and dog would equal the same numerical value, even though they were separate words, they could be interchanged, and it helped give you a better understanding of what was the intention of the word itself. All of those things that have a numerical value that are equal together kind of sit in the same pot. And so to be able to say serpent and Messiah equals the same, 358, it brings a lot of depth into the concept that when Moses holds up a serpent in the symbol on the cross, he's holding up a symbol of the Messiah. And so you get this great literary symbolism that comes through understanding those. This is a perfect handbook to understand. This is where I would recommend people get introduced to symbolism and to start right here. I give Alonzo Gaskill 4 solid stars for this, and the slow clap. Man, for a breakout book in the LDS community, this is the way to go. He has his master's in theology and his PhD in biblical studies. He's published a lot before, but I think this was his first major book in the LDS community published by Deseret Book. And so what an impressive breakthrough. Again, I would recommend it. I believe it is out of print in hardcover, but available in softcover. And so I would pick this up. I would have it in my library. I would read it cover to cover. That's me. I would recommend you read it cover to cover, but I'd also keep it as a reference. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you would like a complete write-up on the review, visit ldsbookreviews.com, as well as follow this blog as we have many more reviews coming down the pipeline. Thank you.